Headlines of VTV News. Party chief pays tribute to legendary founders of Vietnam and attend tree planting festival. According to U.S. data analysis firm S&P Global, businesses maintain an optimistic outlook for 2025. And later on in our world news, a deadly shooting at education center in Sweden.
Broadcasting from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. VTV News starts right now.
Hello and welcome to VTV News, and this is the top news of the hour. General Secretary of the Communist Party of Vietnam CPV Central Committee To Lâm held phone talks on February the 4th with First Secretary of the Communist Party of Cuba, or CPC Central Committee, and President of Cuba, Miguel Diaz-Canel. Diaz-Canel speaking on behalf of the party, state, and people of Cuba, and General Raul Castro-Ruz extended best wishes to the party, state, and people of Vietnam on the occasion of the CPV's 95th founding anniversary and the Lunar New Year of the Snake. The party chief reaffirmed Vietnam's support for the United Nations General Assembly's resolutions demanding an end to the embargo against Cuba. Party chief To Lâm renewed his invitation to Diaz-Canel to visit Vietnam in 2025 and conveyed warm regards to General Raul Castro-Ruz. At the Hung King's Temple National Historic Site in Phu Thot Province this morning, Party General Secretary To Lâm offered incense to honor the Hung Kings, paying tribute to the nation's ancestors and their enduring legacy.
At Kin Thien Palace, within the Hung King's Temple National Historical Site in Phu Thot Province, Party General Secretary To Lâm offered incense in tribute to the Hung Kings. The ceremony honored the nation's ancestors, reflecting the Vietnamese tradition of deep gratitude to those who built and defended the country. During the commemoration, General Secretary To Lâm laid flowers in remembrance of President Ho Chi Minh and the heroic soldiers who sacrificed for the fatherland. The delegation then placed wreaths at the bas-relief, which depicts President Ho Chi Minh talking to soldiers of the Tiên Phong Pioneer Brigade at the Giang Temple intersection.
Earlier, General Secretary To Lâm attended the launch of the Tree Planting Festival in Hung Yen Province, held in honor of President Ho Chi Minh. President Ho Chi Minh initiated the Tree Planting Festival in 1959, emphasizing its enduring importance. His vision for a nationwide tree planting tradition has since become a widespread movement that is now deeply embedded in Vietnamese culture. Since 2022, Hung Yen Province has planted nearly 127,000 trees, exceeding the initial target by nearly 174%. Notably, over 38,000 trees were planted in 2024 alone, reflecting the strong commitment of local communities to environmental conservation and sustainability.
State President Leung Cuong commended local authorities, agencies, organizations, and localities nationwide for their achievements and effective initiatives in implementing tree planting campaigns and the 1 billion tree project in recent years. The state president noted that these afforestation achievements plant seeds of hope for a greener, more beautiful future, emphasizing that each planted tree represents both love for the nature and a precious gift to future generations. He went on to say that this is more than a movement, it's a strong affirmation of responsibility and patriotism, adding that collective efforts today are building a strong foundation for a prosperous Vietnam that develops sustainably in harmony with nature. The National Assembly Standing Committee will focus on reviewing draft laws and resolutions aimed at streamlining the organizational apparatus and personnel management within its authority. These reviews are urgent tasks needed to prepare for the 9th extraordinary session, scheduled for February the 12th to the 18th. National Assembly Chairman Chen Teng-men noted that there is not much time left, urging agencies to quickly complete all necessary documents and files. Also this morning, the National Assembly Standing Committee also reviewed the draft law on government organization amended. Delegates are working to refine the provisions on decentralization and delegation, aiming to clarify both the subjects and responsibilities of decentralized agencies. This work will ensure alignment with the draft law on organization of local government amended version. Mastering science and technology with a strong emphasis on innovation is crucial for Vietnamese products to thrive in the global market. In 2024, the value of Vietnam's imports and exports hit a record high of nearly $800 billion. The country has successfully entered some of the world's most competitive markets. Both technological products and traditional goods, such as construction materials, are experiencing a boost in their underlying value.
This is the first Vietnamese company to produce high-end tiles since 1994, ending reliance on imported goods. After over 30 years, the company has harnessed the world's most advanced technology to produce tiling materials and now exports to over 40 countries and territories. Its products have also been selected for a water cooling tower for the U.S. Capitol's air conditioning system.
Over 30 years, we have sent our staff abroad to study with each new technology, blending their experiences with Vietnamese creativity.
So we had to look elsewhere, and so far Viglacera is the only company that has been able to produce this in the high quality.
Vietnamese digital technology products are also making their mark in the global market. In Japan, for example, many supermarkets, hotels, and restaurants are using software developed by Vietnamese professionals.
Previously, when exporting software to Japan, most Vietnamese enterprises mainly stopped at the low-value stage, also known as software outsourcing.
Vietnamese high-tech exports are making their mark globally. They are being well received, demonstrating Vietnam's potential to thrive.
According to U.S. data analysis firm S&P Global, businesses maintain an optimistic outlook for 2025 with overall business sentiment showing signs of recovery. A survey of approximately 400 businesses revealed that over 36% expected increased output in the next 12 months. The Vietnam Manufacturing Purchasing Managers Index, or PMI, stood at 48.9 points in January 2025, indicating a contraction in production activities. While new orders for Vietnamese manufacturing enterprises declined for the first time in months, S&P Global noted that the decrease was moderate and primarily due to reduced customer demand. Production activities also slowed during the later half of January due to Lunar New Year celebrations. Despite these temporary setbacks, Vietnam's industrial output is forecast to grow 4.6% this year. Nearly 90% of workers have returned to Da Nang City's industrial and high-tech parks in the first working days of the Year of the Snake. The atmosphere across factories and production lines is vibrant and energetic, signaling a strong start to the year for local businesses.
Production has officially resumed at this company, with more than 300 workers returning to their posts amid an exciting atmosphere and numerous orders for the new year.
On the first working day of the year, I felt both happy and enthusiastic. The company has received many orders. It's a great start.
At this 100% South Korean invested enterprise, most workers have returned to work, maintaining the company's operations and meeting its business targets.
Most of our workforce is highly skilled, and as we prepare to launch new products, it's reassuring to see that nearly all of our workers have returned after the long holiday. We are grateful for their dedication and commitment, and we are thrilled that they have remained loyal to the company as we move forward into the new year.
To encourage workers to return to work, businesses are organizing union buses to transport employees from their hometowns back to the workplace. For those who arrive on time, businesses will offer gifts as a gesture of support. It's expected that by the 10th of the first lunar month, Da Nang's 6 industrial parks employ over 70,000 workers. This workforce plays a crucial role in the city's industrial sector and drives its economic growth and development.
Over 90% of workers in localities have returned to work after the Tết holiday. In Hanoi's industrial zones, worker return rates exceeded 96%, while Ho Chi Minh City saw rates above 90%. Across provinces and cities, more than 92% of workers have resumed their duties. This stable labor situation with minimal job hopping after Tết reflects businesses' successful implementation of favorable wages, bonuses, and welfare programs. Local fishermen in the coastal ports of Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu province are busy preparing their gear for their first fishing trips of the Lunar New Year. They carry hopes for a prosperous year ahead, filled with bountiful catches and smooth sailing.
Since the 6th day of the Lunar New Year, dozens of offshore fishing vessels have set sail from Xuyen Muc district. The fishermen carefully prepare for this first voyage of the year, believing that a smooth start will bring good fortune throughout the coming months.
As we head out to sea in the new year, we wish all fellow fishermen smooth sailing and bountiful catches.
To ensure smooth departures, the management team at the fishing port made preparations before the Lunar New Year. These included scheduling refueling and equipment collection for the vessels.
Our team works 24/7 to ensure there are always people available to assist the fishermen as they set out to sea.
In Long Dut district, fishermen also set out on the 6th day of the new year. To provide encouragement, the district's People's Committee sent 3 teams to visit local fishing ports to offer greetings, distribute gifts, and wish the fishermen a happy new year.
We are very grateful for the attention from local authorities. This support motivates us, giving us the strength to work harder and achieve even greater success.
The province currently has over 5,200 fishing vessels, with nearly 48% operating offshore, while the rest fish in inshore and coastal waters. Around 30% of offshore vessels have already begun their first fishing trips of the year. It is expected that by the 20th of January, the remaining fishing boats will follow suit and head out to sea.
Char fish exports have shown strong growth since the beginning of the year. The Vietnam Association of Seafood Exporters and Producers, or VASEP, predicts char fish exports will reach new milestones in 2025. Due to favorable export conditions, raw char fish prices have risen to their highest level in 3 years. Char fish weighing over 1.2 kilograms now take more than $1.5 per kilogram. These larger fish are particularly popular in the Chinese market, while smaller fish are processed into fillets for the EU and US markets at lower prices. And before we move to the next part of VTV News, let's check out the foreign exchange rate. Coming up next, Thái Thị wetland preserving a vital ecosystem. And Đắk Nông province aims to boost tourism industry. In the next 2 months, the Mekong Delta is expected to experience 4 unusually high saltwater intrusion events. The saline intrusion will coincide with high tides, but is unlikely to last as long as historical saltwater intrusions in previous years. The peak salinity period is forecast to occur in the second half of March. However, saline intrusion can fluctuate unpredictably due to its great dependence on water from the upper Mekong River. Localities have been warned to be on guard against sudden increases in salinity. On Tuesday, nearly 1,300 mangrove trees were planted at the Tai Thuy Wetland Nature Reserve in Thái Bình Province. The initiative is part of a larger effort to restore coastal ecosystems, with 10,000 trees donated to the reserve. The event marks the annual tree planting festival held in honor of President Ho Chi Minh and aligns with World Wetlands Day 2025, reinforcing commitments to environmental conservation.
These native mangrove trees are well suited to the soil, climate, and natural conditions of the Tai Thuy wetland. Once fully grown, they will play a crucial role in restoring and preserving this valuable ecosystem.
These trees not only support biodiversity conservation and carbon storage but also play a vital role in reducing greenhouse gas emissions. More importantly, they help strengthen sea dikes and breakwaters.
The Thái Bình Province wetland is one of Vietnam's 68 nationally and internationally significant wetlands, renowned for its rich biodiversity. Through sustainable forest planting and conservation efforts, this vital ecosystem is protected while providing local communities with a stable source of income.
By combining fishing with forest conservation, local communities have established sustainable livelihoods.
So since 2017, UNDP has already been able to regenerate around 4,000 hectares of mangrove forest, and in the coming years we also plan on an additional 1,000 hectares of mangrove forest, and that's really part of our efforts through a number of different projects to support coastal communities adapt.
Linking livelihoods with mangrove conservation is a key strategy for sustainable wetland management in many localities. The annual spring tree planting initiative not only helps restore the environment, but also ensures that communities can continue to thrive from the vital resources wetlands provide.
In the northern region, plum blossoms blanket the roads and valleys of Bắc Hà, Lào Cai in pristine white. Several communes near the town offer stunning views of plum blossoms, including Bản Phố, Na Hối, and Thải Giang Phố. The Tả Văn area's plum blossoms bloom about 2 weeks later than other regions. Known as the White Plateau, Bắc Hà's plum blossom season has become a unique flower viewing destination that draws many visitors. The weather in Lào Cai will remain sunny for the next 2 to 3 days. On Wednesday, many local residents and tourists gathered in Ninh Hòa Town, Khánh Hòa Province to watch the Flower Boat Festival and cheer for the boat race on the Dinh River. Following the Flower Boat Parade, spectators eagerly awaited the traditional boat race. The competition featured more than 50 amateur athletes from 26 communes and wards in Ninh Hòa Town who raced along a 600-meter course in 3 categories: men's single, men's double, and mixed double. Since its inception in 2013, the Flower Boat Festival and boat race on the Dinh River has grown to celebrate its 5th season. The festival serves dual purposes, creating a vibrant atmosphere for Lunar New Year celebrations, while showcasing Ninh Hòa culture and people. The organizers aim to establish this event as a signature tourism attraction during each Lunar New Year. Đắk Nông province now recognizes tourism as a crucial driver of economic development. To support this vision, the province has launched several coordinated initiatives. Local authorities expect these efforts to significantly boost the tourism industry soon.
Đắk Nông province has invested in developing 44 tourist destinations. The sites fall under 3 thematic categories: Epic of Fire and Water, Symphony of the Wind, and Echoes from the Earth. Visitors can explore Southeast Asia's longest volcanic cave system while experiencing the rich cultural heritage of 40 ethnic groups.
But I've seen an awful lot of lava caves around the world. Certainly there's some very fine lava features here. Some secondary calcite decorations, some very small lava stalactites.
This is the first met such kind of indigenous people and the culture. Acrobatic, but it's very comfortable for me.
Đắk Nông has developed a list of investment projects aimed at attracting investors to the field. At the same time, the province has enhanced its partnerships to effectively implement investment incentives and support policies under Resolution 25 of the Provincial People's Council.
The province has also digitized 3D maps for its tourist resources, built an online portal, and developed tourism software to make it easier for both investors and tourists to access information.
Additionally, Đắk Nông continues to improve its tourism management system, streamlining operations to help establish tourism as a key driver of the economy.
With a rate of 89% compared to the pre-COVID-19 pandemic period, Vietnam has the fastest tourism recovery rate in Southeast Asia, higher than other popular tourism countries such as Thailand, Singapore, and Indonesia. Last year, Vietnam welcomed 17.6 million international visitors. The recovery rates of other countries in the region, such as Thailand, sitting on 88%, Singapore 86%, and the Philippines 72%. When calculating the number of international visitors in 2024, Vietnam is only behind Thailand and Malaysia. This year, the Vietnamese tourism industry aims to welcome 22 to 23 million international visitors. This is an ambitious target, but it demonstrates the determination to make tourism a spearhead of the country's economic sector. Coming up next in our world news. Deadly shooting at education center in Sweden. And Hokkaido hit by all-time high snowfall. Around 10 people were killed in a shooting at an education center on Tuesday, marking Sweden's deadliest mass shooting in history.
Swedish police have confirmed that 10 people, including the attacker, were killed in a shooting at an education center in Örebro, central Sweden, on Tuesday.
We now know that about 10 people have lost their lives there today. We cannot provide more specifics at this time.
A guy next to me was shot in the shoulder. He was bleeding a lot. When I looked behind me, I saw 3 people on the floor bleeding. Everyone was shocked. They said, "Go out, get out."
The motive of the suspect remains unclear, but police have ruled out terrorism and believe the attacker acted alone, with no links to any criminal gangs. Authorities are currently searching the suspect's residence. The suspect, reportedly a 35-year-old man with no prior criminal record, was licensed to carry a weapon.
The United States has begun transporting detained migrants to the Guantanamo military base in Cuba. This move follows the Trump administration's intensified efforts to address illegal immigration. Last week, President Donald Trump authorized preparations for a migration facility at the base that can accommodate 30,000 people. Currently, 300 military personnel are stationed at Guantanamo to oversee the detention of foreign nationals illegally residing in the U.S. After 239 days without a government, Belgium has finally appointed a prime minister. During the 8-month period following elections, the country continued operating under the previous government's laws. On Tuesday, the new government, comprising 14 ministers from 5 political parties, held its first cabinet meeting under Prime Minister Bart de Wever. This appointment marks a significant turning point in Belgian politics as de Wever becomes the country's first nationalist prime minister. Parts of Hokkaido have experienced a record-breaking snowfall in recent hours as a low-pressure system rapidly develops across the country. In just 12 hours until 8 a.m. Tuesday, the city of Obihiro received 112 centimeters of snow, while the town of Honbetsu accumulated 85 centimeters. Along the Sea of Japan, coastal areas now face blizzard conditions with increasing winds. Authorities have issued an emergency statement urging residents to avoid non-essential outings due to the expected heavy snowfall. And now let's take a look at the weather forecast. And that's it for this edition of VTV News. Thank you very much for watching. To rewatch our program, you can download VTVgo from App Store or Google Play, or tune in our YouTube channel at youtube.com/VTV4Go. Goodbye for now.